Good morning, dear students. Let's start with our studies again with the 7th chapter of our main course book, Packing. The name of the chapter is Packing. That's a very funny, very humorous story about a simple topic, packing. Okay, straight away coming to the story. The author is telling his own story here. He says, I said I would pack. Author tells he told to his friends. It is the story of three friends. So the author is one of them. He says, I said I would pack. It means they are preparing for a journey and they have to pack their luggage. All three friends. So the author says, I would pack. I rather pride myself on my packing. I am very proud of my packing skills. Packing is one of those many things that I feel I know more about than any other person's living. It surprises me myself sometimes how many such things are there. Humorously, he adds this that I feel I know packing so well that it is better than any other person. And it is one of those many things. But sometimes, how many are those things? Sometimes I surprise myself. I impressed the fact upon George and Harris. So other two friends are George and Harris. So I told them, I impressed the fact means I indicated them that I want to pack, and told them that they had better leave the whole matter entirely to me. Means just leave it to me. I will do the whole packing. Just you leave it to me. They fell into the suggestion with a readiness. Very readily they accepted the suggestion, and that readiness that had something uncanny about it. Very readily, but something very awkward, uncanny, strange I felt about it. How very readily they accepted my suggestion. George spread himself over the easy chair and Harris cocked his legs on the table. When I said, you just leave it to me, so George just sat on the easy chair, spread himself over the easy chair, and Harris, putting his legs on the table, sat very easily. Left there, literally left everything. And this was hardly what I intended. This was not what I wanted. What I had meant, of course, was that I should boss the job and that Harris and George should potter about under my direction. What I meant that I would be looking after it, I would be supervising it as the boss, and they would do the small things as I give them the directions. Do this that way, do this way. I pushing them aside every now and then with, oh, you here, let me do it. There you are, simple enough. Means really teaching them how to do it, you might say. That what I wanted. But when I said, they just left everything that I did not want it, and they are taking it in the way they did, irritated me. How they took my suggestion, that just irritated me. There is nothing does irritate me more than seeing other people sitting about doing nothing when I am working. That is most irritating thing for me, when I am doing everything and the people sitting around me are just sitting without doing anything. I lived with a man once who used to make me mad that way. There was a man earlier who used to live with me, and he used to do this all thing. He irritated me. He would loll on the sofa and watch me doing things by the hour together. He said it did him real good to look at on me messing about. Means every time I used to do anything, he would just sit on the sofa. He would only look at me seeing all those things, and he would say he feels very happy looking at me. Now I'm not like that. I cannot sit still and see another man slaving and working. I'm not like that. He just sitting at one place, and other men are only working like slaves. I want to get up and superintend. I want to work like a superintendent, like a supervisor, and tell them what to do. It is my energetic nature. I can't help it. This is in my nature. Every time I see, I feel like that I should supervise these things. However, I did not say anything but started the packing. But now, with George and Harris, when they left everything, they sat on the chairs easily. I did not say anything. I started the packing. It seemed a longer job than I had thought it was going to be. But I got the bag finished at last. As I thought it would take the time, but it took a longer time than that. But at last, finally, I finished packing the bag and I sat on it and strapped it, tied it. After packing the bag, I sat on the bag and I tied it with the straps. Aren't you going to put the boots in? Said Harris. Now, after I packed the whole bag and strapped it, then Harris said, are you not going to put your boots in that? And I looked around and I found I had forgotten them. That's just like Harris. Now, look at Harris. He couldn't have said a word until I have got the bag shut and strapped, of course. He was looking at me. Now, when I have finally packed the bag, locked it, then he is telling. He could have told it about it earlier also. But that is just like Harris. And George laughed, one of those irritating, senseless laughs of his. They do make me so wild. They make me mad at them. I opened the bag and packed the boots in. So I have to reopen it. Then again I put the boots inside. And then just as I was going to close it, a horrible idea occurred to me. A scary idea. Thought came to me. Means I remembered something. Had I packed my toothbrush? I thought. I don't know how it is, but I never do know whether I have packed my toothbrush. He says I always forget about my toothbrush. Always this happens. I never know I have packed my toothbrush or not. Again this thought came to me. My toothbrush is a thing that haunts me when I am traveling and makes my life a misery. Means every time it happens with my toothbrush. That toothbrush always gives me trouble whenever I travel. I dream that I haven't packed it. Even in my dream I see that I have not packed it and wake up in a cold perspiration, sweating. Even in my dreams, when I dream about the toothbrush, I wake up perspiring, sweating and get out of bed and hunt for it, look for it, search it. And in the morning, I pack it before I have used it. So that happens. I pack it first of all. I was so scared about it before I have used it, and I have to unpack it again and get it because I have to brush my teeth in the morning, and it is always the last thing that I turn out of the bag. And when I try to find it from my bag, always it is the last thing that comes out of the bag, and then I repack and forget it and have to rush upstairs for it at the last moment and carry it to the railway station wrapped up it in my pocket handkerchief. So it always happens. I forget about it and then I have to go running upstairs in the room and the last moment then carry it just wrapped up in my pocket handkerchief. I would carry it in my pocket to the railway station. That happens. So this gives me always the trouble. And again today when I was packing, I just remembered whether I have packed my toothbrush or not. Okay, we would be completing it in the next video. It's a long chapter, so that's enough for today. Okay, we'll be studying it in the next video. That's all for now. Thank you. Bye bye.